Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Astityahade Sathari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai So we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The meaning of the mantra is very nice. It means, O Krishna, O Radharani, energy of Krishna, please always engage me in your transcendental loving service. Is it too loud? Is it too soft? Is everyone alright? Kirtan is not a performance, neither is it a ritual. It will have shortcomings, but the point is not how good and how well we sing, but with how much love and devotion we try to remember Krishna. So we invite all of you to do that today, so that we are clear that we are here to glorify Krishna. Once we know that, then remembering His name and chanting it becomes very easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, I was seeing this beautiful deity of Hanumanji upstairs. It's a very wonderful deity. And I was reminded of this beautiful prayer that Hanumanji sings in Srimad Bhagavatam. Na janmanunam mahato na saubhagam na vang na buddhi na kriti steshahetu Thairyad vrishishta na pino manaukasha Chakara sakhi bata lakshmana grajaha Chakara sakhi bata lakshmana grajaha. So in this verse actually Hanumanji is praying to Krishna, to Lord Ram, and he's telling him that, my dear Lord, actually I have no qualifications to approach you. No qualifications. He says that I don't have the power of speech, because monkeys speak monkey language. They don't speak English, they don't speak Sanskrit. He says that I have no education, no mudir. I have no qualifications. I don't have MBAs, I don't have BAs, I don't have MScs. I've never studied. Then he says, I'm not born of high parentage. I'm not coming from a Brahmana family. I'm not coming from Kshatriya family. I'm just an animal. And then he says that I don't even have a proper house in which I can receive you. Because monkeys, I just live in the forest and I move from tree to tree, night after night. And then he says that there is no culture at all that is present in me for me to be able to even receive you. In other words, I'm totally devoid of qualification. And yet, despite all the lack of my qualification, you are so kind that you have accepted me very humbly as your servant. And this is the greatness of Lord Ram, and this is the greatness of a devotee who recognizes the greatness of Lord Ram. So this process of chanting Lord's names, whether it is Ram, whether it is Krishna, the point is no qualification is needed. How many of you are bathroom singers? Hands up. Yeah. We all at some point will sing in the bathroom. And when we sing, it doesn't really matter, who is hearing. That's why we're in the bathroom, isn't it? So nobody hears, nobody sees us. But the point is, when we try to approach the Lord through this process of devotional service, it doesn't create obstacles. It actually frees us. Otherwise, Hanumanji could never have done that. And Hanumanji was taught another lesson in Ramayana, because while they were building this beautiful bridge that would link them to Lanka, Hanumanji became very proud of his strength. He was hurling big rocks into the ocean. And if you remember, he saw the squirrel, and the squirrel was trying its best to accumulate whatever dust and whatever little pebbles it could, and it was also throwing it in. And Hanumanji, good-natured, very in good-natured way, he just said to him that, you please move aside, my dear friend, leave it to the big boys to complete the bridge. And at that point of time, Lord Ram was passing by because he was inspecting. And when he saw what Hanumanji told, I think you can drop the feedback of it. Yeah. When he saw what Hanumanji was telling the squirrel, Lord Ram comes over and he smiles and he tells Hanumanji, my dear Hanuman, whatever the squirrel is doing is to the best of his capacity. And whatever that you are doing is to the best of your capacity. Even though the good Lord has given you all different capacities, that is not the lookout of the Lord. What's important for the Lord is based on your capacity, you are trying your best. So if supposing someone comes and says, I'm trying my best for Krishna, is it enough? I'm trying my best for Lord Ram, is it enough? The only answer we can give you is, in your heart you know what is the best you can give. And the Lord being in your heart, He also knows if you are capable of giving more. So Lord Ram concluded that little episode by saying that there is no difference between the service of the squirrel and the service of the great Hanumanji. Because bhakti doesn't require material qualification. It only requires the sincerity of the heart. So today, let us glorify Lord Ram by remembering his names and by remembering this great point in devotional service, that we don't have to complicate our bhakti. We just have to start it. That's very important. Very often we tell ourselves, I will start it when my children are ready, when my husband is a little bit more settled, when we reach this certain point, I have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 15-year plan, let's finish all the material propensities and duties. But that day will never come. Because Yamaraj, is always waiting just by the corner. So it is better for us to arrange our bhakti first, because that requires no qualification. Whereas every other paraphernalia in this world actually requires qualification. So please don't miss this point. And let us remember and chant Lord Ram's names. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Oh, I can't hear anyone. sadhan until we all sing very loudly. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram 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 Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya
I would like to thank all of you for coming to the program, and on behalf of all of you I would like to welcome His Grace Devakinandan Prabhu. He came all the way from Singapore to here, Minneapolis. He has been associated with and dedicated to the Krishna consciousness from his teenage, and he is one of the senior most disciple of His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. You can see the picture over there. And Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj had started the temple in Dwarka in late 90s, and the temple was constructed in 2003, and Prabhuji was constantly associated with Maharaji during the temple construction. The temple was first stone temple from ISKCON in Dwarka, and right after that temple construction was completed, Maharaj moved to Rajkot temple construction, and Prabhuji had been associated with Maharaji all the time, and right now Maharaji gave him all the responsibility for the construction of the temple. So Prabhuji is traveling all around the world, and he's been a staunch practitioner of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam principles, and he has given profound discourses in the area of Bhakti Yoga and highly recognized in leading heart-melting kirtan, which you have experienced just now. In Singapore, Prabhuji is a lawyer by profession, and resides with his family in Singapore. And there is a very big group of Bhakti Yoga ISKCON group in Singapore, which Prabhuji is managed over their congregation group. And just without further delay, I would like to continue. I would like to request Prabhuji to continue with half an hour more kirtan that we have time, half an hour more time that we have. And after that we will have prasadam, vegetarian feast is in the kitchen. So please, all of you are welcome to have the prasadam, and hopefully we will see you sometime later. And I would like to thank the management for the management of the temple to let us use the auditorium and the kitchen facility here, and have us here to perform the devotional service. And with that, I will give it. And if you guys have all of you have any questions or anything, then please see Prabhuji, and he will definitely clear your doubts or whatever questions you have. He will be available after that 8:30. After that, he will be available here. So thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, you have a beautiful temple in Minneapolis. In Singapore, we have 32 Hindu temples. This is easier. We have 32 Hindu temples in Singapore. But all 32 Hindu temples are found in one Minneapolis temple. because all the deities are here. And it's so nice to take darshan one after the other. And you are very fortunate that in any part of the world we go, this wonderful Vedic culture always follows us. This chanting of the holy names of the Lord is not new. All religions and all cultures around the world, they do that. If you chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola from now till 8:30, this will be the last time I'll be invited for the program. Because first you get very tired of chanting Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. But if you chant Krishna's names, Lord Ram's names, Govinda, Keshava, Madhusudana, somehow nobody really feels very tired. Shastras tell us there is evidence that if you chant Krishna's names, three things actually happen. Now, from now till 8:30, I want you to think about it and see whether you experience it yourself. Yatra idyante katam restas, Trishnaya prasamuyataha, Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu, not vega yatra kaschana. It's a nice verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It tells us that as soon as any topics related to the Lord are either chanted, sung or studied, then three things happen to the audience. The first is Trishnaya prasamuyataha. Trishnaya in Sanskrit means hankering. Actually, it is very difficult for us to stop hankering, because the mind is such that even if you get something that you think is important, in a while the mind tires of it and you will go for something else. That's why the phone industries, the car industries and all other industries are booming, because they depend on the rascal mind. They depend on the fact that the mind will keep telling us that this is good but only for a while. So if you get a car and you see your neighbor getting another car, chances are you will hanker for another car. But Bhagavatam tells us, when you come together to chant Krishna's names, then whatever hankerings you have which are material in nature, they are left just outside the temple. They don't disturb us when we are chanting. We are not so much aware of it. The only hankering that you are allowed at this moment is the hankering for prasadam, which will be served after this. That's fine. That's fine, because it is transcendental. The second symptom that Bhagavatam gives us when you chant the holy names of the Lord is Nirvaira Sarvabhuteshu. Nirvaira means you are free of envy. If this was a social function, or if it was a wedding or an engagement, you can be assured that nobody will be looking at me. You'll all be looking at each other. You'll all be seeing what saris you're wearing, how much jewelry you carry, what kind of dhoti, what kind of look you want to project. This is another thing that we are free of when we chant the names of the Lord. Why? Because the names of the Lord are so attractive that other material paraphernalia are not very important. And we don't envy anyone. We don't say, oh, he's singing better and I'm not singing better. We just concentrate on the singing. And the last thing that's very important, Bhagavatam tells us, is not vega yatra kaschana. Not vega yatra kaschana means that whatever fear we may have in our hearts, that fear goes when we are chanting the Lord's names. It's true. The cousin of fear is anxiety. And even if you say that I don't fear anything in Minneapolis, I'm sure that when we go to work, when we take care of our children, our families, when some challenges come, even if we are not fearful, we will be in anxiety. This anxiety doesn't leave us. In any four corners of this world, the anxiety comes. But when you chant Krishna's names, you realize that there is no anxiety. Somehow or another, no anxiety, no envy, and no anger. This is the greatness of chanting the names of the Lord. And Bhagavatam tells us this name is so powerful that it works subtly. The word is Gambhir. It doesn't work directly, but it works subtly. There's a very nice story in this regard, and then we can chant. One time Narada Muni came to Krishna in Dwarka, and he asked him, my dear Krishna, I heard that the chanting of your holy names is so powerful that it can just liberate one from the cycle of birth and death and give one bhakti. Is that true? And Krishna said, yes, it's very true. So Narada said, so even if I chant to the living entities, the animals, anyone, does it benefit them? And Krishna said, yes. So Krishna then told him, why don't you go outside? And the first animal that you see, you just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Nada thought, what harm can there be? So he goes out, and the first animal that he sees is just an insect. It's just flying around. So what happens is, he goes to the insect and he chants, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. And immediately the insect dies. Now that's not a very auspicious start. So Nada comes back a bit worried. So Krishna is very enthusiastic. So, how was the chanting of the holy name? Krishna, it was fine, except that the animal died. The insect died when it heard chanting. So Krishna smiled and said, okay, that's alright. Nada said, that's not very good publicity for your chanting. If everyone chants and everyone dies, who's going to be around? He said, don't worry. Now you go to the next animal you see. And you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So he went out and he saw a cat. And he chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. And the cat died. And now Nada was just a little bit more worried. He went back to Krishna. Krishna said, well, yes, Krishna, he died also. So Krishna said, never mind. Now you go out there and try one more time. So Nada thought, if I'm the guinea pig here, at least the animals are dying. What if someone dies, and a human being? But he thought, never mind, let's go out and have faith in Krishna. So he goes out and he sees a cow. Nada's a bit scared. See, in Vedic Shastras, the killing of a cow is absolutely abominable. And Nada was faced with this dilemma. To have faith in the Lord, the chanting of the holy name, or to think that logically I should just save the cow and come home. So he thought, let me have faith in the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. And the cow died. Radha looked around, luckily there was no one. Quickly he runs back to Krishna. Krishna, the cow has died. Krishna says, don't worry. One more time you try and you'll really understand. And Narada said, Krishna, you're really testing me now. He said, you know what? Good news. In this land there was a king. And the king was without child for a long time. But the child has just been born. And everybody loves you, Narada. They will welcome you to the temple, to the palace. You go, you see the child, and you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Narada Muni said, Krishna, maybe you should go. This time I think I'll take a rain check and I'll stay back. But Krishna said, no, you have to go. You are the devotee. So Krishna says, don't worry. You will very soon come to understand the potency of the holy name. He thought 3 times, nothing has happened. So he goes into the palace, and it's Naradaji. He's welcomed. The king says, Narada, today is the most auspicious day. You please chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the mantra for all Kali Yuga. Please chant it to my child, so that he will live a long life, full of prosperity. Narada began to sweat. But he thought, never mind, let's have faith in Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He stops. The child gets up. And the child speaks to Narada and all the assembly. And he says, Naradaji, do you not recognize me? Narada says, it's the first time I'm seeing you, my dear child, but I'm just happy you're talking and that you're not dead, so Hari Bol. And the child says, you must recognize me. And Narada says, I don't recognize you. And the child said, I am that insect that you chanted to. And then I became the cat that you chanted to. And then I took another body, the body of a cow that you chanted to. And every time I took the body, because of your chanting, I was elevated in my consciousness. And the reason for all the chanting and the sum accumulation of the fruit of the chanting is that I've taken this rare human birth. And now I'm able to fully understand what should be the purpose of my existence. And that is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. This is the greatness of chanting. We may not see the results immediately, but when you put a seed in the ground and you water it well, it will be a foolish man who says that it should grow immediately. But if you give it time, patience and perseverance, then you will see the effects of chanting the holy names of God. So before we end with chanting, we humbly request all of you. Chanting is free. At the moment it's not being taxed. And nobody has got to it with any conditions. You can chant anywhere, anytime. If your children are in difficulty and they are anxious, you please give them this chanting. You tell them, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. When my son wants to sit for an exam and he's a bit anxious, and when I tell him that you should chant, he becomes very peaceful. And when he comes back and I ask him, did you chant? He says, yes, I chanted. And did you feel happier? He said, yes, I became more peaceful. This is the best gift you can give your children. Because they will face too many dangers in their lives. And at that time, as much as you want, you will not be physically present before them. But you can be present as a parent by chanting and giving them this gift. This is the best contribution that you can give for the future of this Vedic culture. So are we prepared to chant?
Yes.
Did I hear no? Okay. So let us chant Krishna's names. Can everyone hear me? Because I'm a little bit hard of hearing. Sometimes I don't hear myself. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara. Nanda Kumara Magana Gopala. Magana Gopala Mohana Rupa. Magana Gopala. I hear you. Mohana Rupa. यज्ञ की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र युग धर्म की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील गुरुदेव की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। So we thank everybody for joining us today. We hope that somehow or another you will take back something. And if you like to chant, if you like to join us for more programs, well, there's so many devotees here, and they will continue, Krishna willing, to stay in Minneapolis. So I leave it now to the organizers to continue with the rest of the program, and we wish you the best in Krishna consciousness. Always remember to see the hand of Krishna in all challenges of life, and you become much more peaceful. And if you are wondering how to see the hand of Krishna, then very simple. You just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And in that way, Krishna reveals very nicely the understanding by which we can come to Him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhupada, Shri Gurudev ki
Jai. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning.